are we ready for Mastermind 2.0? Here we go. Right, our first question, starter for 10. What is Synergy?
Synergy exists to deliver the decarbonisation agenda for the built environment and transport.
Brilliant. What is the Synergy SmartGrid?
Synergy is place-based power, bringing generation, supply and distribution together, along with the commercial advantages of having all three local.
Excellent. How does the SmartGrid help stakeholders?
So the SmartGrid helps Resi because it reduces the cost and complexity of moving away from dual fuel to all-electric housing with heating and electric transport.
How can the SmartGrid and other solutions help developers deliver all-electric housing?
Manage a range of electric heating, electric transport and other loads alongside generation and storage in a coordinated way that's seamless and easy to deliver and pretty transparent for consumers over time.
What are the legal and regulatory frameworks relevant for Synergy?
So primarily the Electricity Act 1989, which is the base legislation or statute. But we also have several regulations, chiefly amongst them the 2001 Exemptions Order, which talks about who and how they can supply exempt power and distribute exempt power. So those are chiefly the two kind of.
How do you deliver to higher standards, integrate with developers and put your systems in without disrupting operations?
Because we own, fund and operate the systems, we need to make sure they're to the highest standards. We've worked with developers for years, either working for them or with them, and the team can design and build it in a fashion that will make things work for the long term because it's in our benefit as much as theirs to make sure that happens.
How does Synergy make money?
So Synergy makes money through market access. So we do not charge developers, promoters, or any of our partners any monies to put the kit in. We take the risk on the kit because we understand the market and our ability to actually monetize the asset in the market in a fair and square way. So we satisfy the needs of our customers. They pay for what they use, and anything they do not use is monetized in the market.
That is an awesome, that is a really great response.
Yes, 10 out of 10. How does communal solar work? Dan.
Communal solar is the idea of having solar distributed across multiple buildings, working together as a single system, supported by battery storage and technology to meet the energy needs of the community.
And how does a battery work on a smart grid?
We continually monitor the demand, the generation on site. We predict how we need to use the battery tomorrow. We preempt and we work with storing surplus solar energy and looking at opportunities to charge up from the grid with negative or low cost electricity, and we prioritise when we discharge it to reduce the cost of supplying our residents.
Why should a business with multiple sites look at installing smart grids?
It's the most efficient way to solve the problem for them. Connecting to the grid, securing the right capacity, deploying generation in the right location, and leveraging the points around using batteries and EV chargers. All of that together across multiple buildings is much more efficient than doing it individually.
How does Synergy create cheaper electricity?
We take advantage of using on-site generation, storing any surplus we've got and using it later. But we also take advantage of our energy storage and the controllability that we've got to try and shape the usage profile to drive as much of our grid imports towards lower cost, lower carbon periods of the day.
Easy question now. Why is a Synergy smart grid good for the planet?
Primarily because what we're doing is to maximise the amount of electricity that we can generate locally, which is green, so you know exactly where it's come from. And then we're then storing it, so in essence actually what we're not doing is wasting it. So ultimately what you're doing is generating, storing, and then distributing for the benefit of that community. And that is one of the principal reasons why it's good for the planet.
We solve the technical, commercial and regulatory barriers of getting lots of generation, low carbon electric heat and low carbon electric vehicles deployed in a tight urban area in one place.
Great answer, Dave. For a bonus point of DT, can you tell us why that's important?
Well, it's important because the homes are the biggest emitters on the planet of CO2 emissions. And the reason that's the case, well, I say homes, but buildings widely, is because of its inefficient energy usage. So if you can make the buildings more efficient, there are some things that have been done in the past with Passive House, but what Synergy does is it brings all these various elements together and makes it as efficient as possible.
How do you overcome grid constrictions?
It's a great question, and it's a real problem across the economy at the moment, connecting new sites to the grid, introducing renewables. At the moment, that's creating long lead times and big costs. Dave can tell us a bit more about how you manage that problem.
Yeah, so we put together.
You're going to phone a friend.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we put together technology and data. So we're about having a seamless, pretty invisible technological solution in the background that can manage load from EV charging, from electric heat, and a range of other sources. Try where possible to make it match available generation from solar or battery storage to minimise the impact of any of that load. But it's not just a technological solution, it's data driven. So we use data to model and design up front, but we continually use the data that we collect throughout the lifetime of this scheme or any other scheme, put that together to make proactive decisions that try and do that in the most cost and carbon effective way that we can.
Excellent. Penultimate question for me. How do you overcome landlord issues?
So I think by talking to them and engaging with them and helping them understand how it's going to help their portfolio to decarbonize and actually gain credits. Also, they become more attractive, as we understand, in the market if they actually have decarbonized or have options for greener offtake, because a lot of their tenants are now looking at that from a corporate governance or corporate policy perspective. So, yeah, by explaining the benefits to them.
And final one, what is the need for Synergy?
We need to decarbonise. We need to do so efficiently. We don't want to waste resources, and that's what Synergy does.
I've just totted up the points, and there's no clear winner. It's a complete tie, but I'm going to let Aditi choose who is the winner in this scenario.
I think we all win. I mean, in the Synergy model, that's what's so exciting about this, because our customers win, our partners win, the planet wins, and therefore Synergy wins, which is actually quite different, I think, to how the energy market's playing out until now.
Excellent. Well said. Thank you very much. Thank you for playing Mastermind 2.0.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.